Good evening, Edwin.
Good evening, teacher. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I am good too.
How was your weekend?
Um, Very good. Spend my time with my family, and I am resting a lot of.
I rested a
I
lot.
re- I resting a lot.
Good for you. Good for you. That's the most important thing to rest.
Yeah.
Good. And your family too. So you spend time with your family, but you rested too. Good. Good evening, Iset.
Good evening, teacher.
How are you?
Fine.
Oh,
I driving to my house.
okay. How long does it take you?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, no problem. Be careful. And we have Omar. Good evening, Omar. How are you?
Um, Good evening, teacher. It was all will be okay.
Everything is okay. And
Everything is okay. Thank you.
how was your weekend?
Not much. I was working.
Do you work?
Yeah, yes, I work
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. My day off are uh, Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday. So tomorrow.
Yeah, today my Friday.
Good. Good for you. Good for you. And we also have Nancy. Good evening, Nancy.
Good evening, teacher.
How are you? Better?
Much better. Thank you.
Really?
Much.
From
Yes.
one to 100?
90%
Oh, that's a lot.
because I only have, how do you say, tos
Cough.
y un poquito cansancio.
A little tired.
The only about.
Okay, but good. 90% is good. Good.
Thank you.
And what do you do on the weekend, Nancy?
Only stay at home watching series,
Which series do
TV.
you watch?
Uh, Oscuro Deseo.
Is that on Netflix?
Yes, on Netflix.
Hmm. Okay, I haven't heard about that. Good. And let's see who else. Well, I saw Juan Ramirez trying to enter, but I don't know what happened to him. He was trying to enter. I click on accept, but he isn't here. And the other guys, I guess, are going to be a little bit late. So today we started a new week, the new unit, which is unit number 2. And before something else happened, I will show you the attendance so that you say present when you hear your name. Second, I will share the screen. Okay, first person, Felix Ernesto Castellanos is not here. Josue is not here. Eric is not here. Marlon is not here. Adolfo is not here. Nancy,
Present.
Omar, well, he's there. He isn't here. Francisco Gaitan. Francisco is not here. No. Constantino, going to be late. Stanley is not here. Edwin Mendez,
Present.
good. Manuel is not here. Juan Ramirez,
Present, teacher, present.
good. Lisette, well, she's driving. Francisco is not here. Roberto Zúñiga, Roberto Zúñiga,
Present.
Okay. So I'm gonna share the screen, just the activities that you will have in this week. This is week number 2. So you will find a new folder. Marlon is entering. Marlon Castillo. Who's Marlon? Marlon. So we have a new folder. In this new folder, you will find Marlon Castillo. In this new folder, you will find a new week, which is week number 2, and you will find new activities that you have to complete. Obviously, those activities are going to be completed during the week, so I will tell you which day exactly you have to do it. So if you go to material, you will find week number 1, that is the one that we have already finished. So now we are starting week number 2. We click over there, and in week number 2, we are going to learn how to give direction and instructions. There you will see videoconferencia grabadas starting today. The link for the class that is always the same. The book, videos that we'll have in class. If you have any questions, you can ask here. Then we have foro evaluado. So this foro evaluado, the microphones. So this foro evaluado will be the first activity to be evaluated, but you will complete it on, it has to be on Wednesday. Well, Wednesday or Thursday, you have those days to complete them because we will check that topic on Wednesday. So you have to describe 3 things that you're allowed to do at any place and 2 things that you aren't allowed to do. But this topic that you're going to use over here just to describe those things are going to be seen, these topics are on Wednesday, are going to be seen on Wednesday. So that means that you cannot complete it right now because you don't know how to do it. But on Wednesday, you will see how to do it. Then we have entrega de ejercicios. Here in entrega de ejercicios, you have 2 exercises. The first one is in Tarea 1, Semana 2. So you click on there, you download the file, and you will find a link. You access to the link, the same process with the other evaluations. You access to the link, you complete the exercises, and once you have completed the exercises, you take a screenshot or a picture of it, and then you upload it. You upload the picture with the score, similar to the exercises that you have in week number 1. Yes? So this is what you're going to do this week. And uh, on Tuesday next week, you will have the first exam, that is written exam or midterm exam, that is about unit number 1 and unit number 2. So it will be here in examen semanal. If you enter, there is nothing right now. It's clean, but on Tuesday next week, you will have it and you will see it over there. Right now, there is nothing because you're not going to complete it. But on Tuesday next week, you will see it all. Yes, so it will be there. You will complete it and like that. The written evaluation for the ones that are new includes listening, grammar, and reading. So that's what you're going to complete. Listening activities, grammar exercises, and then reading section and comprehension. And that's a way an evaluation is um, when it is written. I don't know if you have any questions so far. No? Okay, good. So for today, we are going to be able to describe things, but to describe specifically places, yes, like places at work. So you will tell companies locations using there is and there are, and this is the objective for today. So I'm going to share the screen and you will see what we got for today. It says that you will be able to tell companies locations using there is and there are. Yes. So You all work in the same company, so you all have the same information. I don't think that information will be different if I ask Omar and if I ask Nancy. I guess they will tell me the same location, the same amount of places and like that. So I will ask Omar, what places are there in your workplace? What places are there in your workplace? What are the places? Tell me three places.
I believe it's a restaurant.
A restaurant.
Yes,
Who's talking?
Roberto.
Oh, Roberto. Okay. So, Roberto, you said a restaurant. Is it a restaurant or a cafeteria?
Here.
It's
Roberto?
cafeteria.
It's a cafeteria. Okay, so
Yeah.
there is a cafeteria. What else?
A carpenter. Carpenter.
Repeat it.
Um,
Warehouse.
A warehouse. Good, good. There is a warehouse. There is a cafeteria. Another one? Another place at work, guys? Any person?
The hangars.
The hangars?
The bank.
Sorry?
The bank.
The bank? Another one?
Office.
Office?
Data center.
Data center? Data center? Good. Another one?
The classrooms.
You have classrooms too? Good. What else? Do you have any meeting rooms? Meeting rooms?
Yes,
Meeting
there
rooms.
are.
How many?
Mm,
How many meeting
uh,
rooms do exist in your workplace or company?
a lot. A lot.
a lot.
Around?
Yes,
Two pair
each
hangars. Two
hangar.
pair hangars.
I
More
couldn't
or
hear.
less.
Can you repeat it?
Two or three pairs hangars.
Two or three. So that would be a lot. Good. Now, so this is what you're going to do. Probably you all have the places. Maybe you don't know exactly the quantity because it is a big company. But probably when you start counting with your classmates, oh, three in this place, two in the other place, and like that, maybe you can have a total. So this is what happens over here between Tom and Orson. They are talking about their company. And Tom says, my name's Tom. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. I'm Orson. I work for Hutch. Oh, I know that company. I know that company. There is an office in San Salvador downtown. Yes, we are growing. So there are not many branches in the country yet. There are a few. What company do you work for? I work for Eco, the painting company. There are 25 branches in the country. That's great. I visited one of the stores the other day. In that case, it's only Tom. Orson is later. Yeah, there are six in San Salvador. And then we are planning on launching one in Santa Ana these days. There isn't one yet. There is a mistake in the conversation. We have Tom Orson, Tom Orson, and Tom Orson. Yes, there is one mistake between when it says that's great is Orson on the top. Ahí tienen que subirla, tendría que estar arriba la palabra de Orson, donde dice that's great. Ahí tendría que ir Orson. Okay, now questions about vocabulary in this conversation?
Yes, branches. A branch.
This is Branches, well,
Branches.
if you take it like the normal word is ramas, but when you are talking about companies, they are sucursales. Yes. So you have the headquarter. The headquarter is the main office, the headquarter, and you have branches. Branches are like small sections in other countries or in other cities. So those are branches. And if you have a tree, you know that is a branch. The tree has many branches. Yes. Another question? Rodolfo? No? No questions, guys? Okay, so I will read it last time, and then you're going to take roles. One of you is going to be Tom, and the other one is going to be Orson. My name is Tom. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. I'm Orson. I work for Hutch. Oh, I know that company. There is an office in San Salvador downtown. Yes, we are growing, so there are not many branches in the country yet. There are a few. There are few. What company do you work for? I work for ECO, the painting company. There are 25 branches in the country. That's great. I visited one of the stores the other day. Yeah, there are 6 in San Salvador. We are planning on launching one in Santa Ana these days. There isn't one yet. So let's start with Francisco Gaitan is going to be Tom, and Francisco Spire is going to be Orson. So let's listen to them.
My name is Tom. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I am Orson. I work for Hauser.
Oh, I know that company. There is an office in San Salvador downtown.
Yes, we're growing, so there are not many branches in the country yet. There are a few. What company do you work for?
I work for ECO, the painting main company. There are 25 branches in the country.
That's great. I visit one of the stores of other day.
Yeah, there are 6 in San Salvador.
We are planning on launching one in Santa Ana. These days, there isn't one yet.
Okay, good, thank you. Now Roberto Zuniga is gonna be Tom, and Adolfo is gonna be Orson. Let's listen to them.
My name is Tom. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Nice to meet you, you. So I Orson. I work for Coach.
Oh, I know the company. There is an office in San Salvador downtown.
Yes, we are growing, so there are not many branches in the country yet. There are few. What company do you work for?
I work for ECO, the painting company. There are 25 branches in the country.
That's great. I visited one of the stores the other day.
Yeah, there are 6 in San Salvador.
We are planning on launching one in Santa Ana these days. There is no one yet.
Good, good, thank you. Now Lisette is gonna be Tom, and Nancy is gonna be Orson. Let's listen to them.
My name is Tom. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Orson. I work for Coach.
Oh, I know that company. There is an office in San Salvador downtown.
Yes, we are growing, so there are not many branches in the country yet. There are a few. What company do you work for?
I work for ECO, the painting company. There are 25 branches in the country.
That's great. I visited one of the stores the other day.
Yeah, there are 6 in San Salvador.
We are planning or launching one in Santa Ana this day. There isn't one yet.
Good, thank you. And just the pronunciation, it is downtown, 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 el centro de la ciudad,
Downtown.
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 Downtown. You have the same sound. Downtown. The only thing you're changing is the
Downtown.
letter D and the letter T. Downtown.
Downtown.
Good. So now Edwin Mendez is gonna be Tom and Marlon Castillo is gonna be Orson. Let's listen to them.
My name is Tom. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Orson. I work for Hodge.
Oh, I know that company. There is an offices in San Salvador downtown.
Yes, we are we are growing. So there are not many branches in the country yet. There are a few. What company do you work for?
I work for ICO, the painting company. There are 25 branches in the country.
That's great. I visited one of the stores the other day.
Yeah, there are 6 in San Salvador.
We are planning on launching one in Santa Ana these days. There isn't one yet.
Good, good, thank you. So just pronunciation, it is office, office, office. Good. And as you can see, they are describing that there are some, or there isn't one, or that there are 6, there are 25, and like that. So here we have some questions about it. First person will be Juan Ramirez. You will fill in the blanks to complete the following sentences. Number one, Juan Ramirez. Number two, Marlon Castillo. And number three, Francisco Spy. So, Juan,
Okay, number one, there are three offices in San Salvador,
good. So, in that case, singular or plural, Juan?
plural,
Okay, so you need to mention office, but in plural because you're saying three.
office, office,
Offices because you
office,
have three.
office.
Singular, singular office, one office.
Okay,
Two offices, offices, three offices, like that.
okay.
Good. And it is correct. There are three offices. Good. Number two, Marlon?
There is one store in Soyapango.
Good. There is one store in Soyapango. And the last one, Francisco Spire? Francisco? Spear or Spire?
Sorry. Okay, there is one store in Soyapango.
No, number three. We are in number three right now.
Sorry. There are not any office in the region yet.
Office or offices?
Sorry, offices. There
Yes,
are
because it is plural.
not many offices in this region yet.
Perfect. So as you could see, the first one, Juan Ramirez said, there are. Why? Because it is plural. We said three. So three offices, plural. Number two, Marlon said there is. Why? Because it is singular, one store. Number three, Francisco said there are. Why? Because you're saying offices, and offices is plural. Now, what's the difference? The difference is that the number one is positive in plural, the number two is positive in singular, and the number three is negative in plural. Yes? So that's how you express when you want to say I. In Spanish, you say I. So in English, you need to say there is and there are. You will use there is and there are to state that something exists. You want to say that something exists. We use there is for singular nouns and there are for plural nouns, what I was saying before. There is one store. If it is plural, there are two stores, and like that. And you're going to add not after the verb be to create the negative form. For example, if I say there is one office in San Salvador, that is positive and it is singular. So if I want to make it plural, if I want to make it negative, I'm going to say there is not store in the city. Yes, there is not. So there is one, there is not. Plural, there are three distribution centers in Ilopango. Negative, there are not many places to have a meeting. Yes? So there is for singular, the object is always in singular, there are is for plural, so you need to make the plural form in the object too. So let's see if you got this point. Let's see. Number one, Lizeth Vanessa. You will read the sentence and you will find a mistake and correct it. So in the sentence, there is a mistake. It says, there is two branches in El Salvador. What's a mistake and how do you correct it? Lisette? Lisette Vanessa? Number one, what is the mistake?
There is, mm, there are two, there are 6 branches in El Salvador.
Yeah, could be. Could be. But the only mistake is that you have is and it needs to be are. That is the only thing. There are two branches in El Salvador. Yes? So you don't need to say is because branches is plural. You're saying two branches. So there are. Good, it said. Good. Omar, number two. It says there are one facilities available. What is the mistake?
Or it's the correct is there is one facility is available.
Let's see. Roberto, do you think that it's possible to say there is one facilities available?
The answer is there are many facilities.
Perfect. The answer is there are many, or there are some, or there are three, four, five, any quantity. Why not there is? Because facility is plural. You see facility, facility, facilities, plural. So that means that one is not correct. You will say there are some facilities, there are three facilities, there are many facilities, there are a lot of facilities available. So the problem is that you're saying one, but the word is plural, facilities. Yes? Number three, this is for Adolfo. There is a new offices. What is the mistake?
The mistake is there are a new office.
There are a new offices. Is that correct, Francisco Aitan?
Could be. There is really offices in singular. There is a new office.
But what Adolfo said is not possible because he said there are a new offices.
We
Why
can
not?
delete S.
Exactly. The only thing that you need to do is to eliminate the letter S. There is a new office. Why not there are? Offices is plural. Yes, but you're saying a. And when you say a is singular. So you don't say there are a. There are a. There is a because it is singular. There are is for plural. So in this case, there is a new office. Eliminate the S in offices. Number four, Nancy.
Teacher, excuse me.
Yes?
But if we think in plural, by the structure of the phrase, I can think in there are some new offices.
Like that, yes, but
Many.
you need to change two words.
Yeah,
You need to change a because I is singular, and you need to change is because is singular.
but the word office is in plural.
Yes, but if you want to correct it, only eliminate the letter S. There is a new office,
Okay.
singular. There
Okay.
is a new office in singular. Eliminate the S for office. If you want to make it plural, you need to change two words. You need to eliminate is because this is for singular, and you need to eliminate a because a is for singular too. So there is a new office is the correct one because there is only one mistake. So Nancy, number four, there not are materials to work.
There are not materials to work.
Exactly. So in this case, it's only the order. You don't say there no are, there no is. Mm-mm. There are not, there is not. So the position is first the verb be and then not. There is not, there are not. So in this case, there are not materials to work. And the last one, number five, let's see, Edwin Mendez. There is not three boxes in the lobby.
The correct is there are not three boxes in the lobby.
Exactly, you have to say there are not three boxes in the lobby. So once again, the only thing that you need to pay attention to is that when you say there is for singular. So that word or the object needs to be singular, not plural. Yes? If you say there are is plural. So you need to mention the objects in plural, not in singular. Two, three, four, five if you want to say quantities. So there is singular and there are is for plural. Now, when you know the quantity, you say two. For example, there are two meeting rooms. There are two bathrooms. There are two cafeterias. You know the number, so you say two. But imagine that I ask you in El Salvador, how many cafeterias do we have in El Salvador? You don't know the quantity, so you can use some expressions like many, a lot of cafeterias, uh, some cafeterias, a few, and like that. So you can use these expressions many, muchas, yes, a lot of, bastantes, some, algunas, a few, um, unas cuantas, few, pocas. Yes? So these are the words that you're going to use when you want to express quantities, but not very specific quantities in general. Yes? Probably because you're not going to stop counting one. Mm-mm. How many blouses do you have in your closet? How many shirts do you have in your closet? You're, maybe If you count them every day, you would tell me the answer. Oh, I have 20 shirts. But if you don't know, you open your closet and you say, no, I have a lot. I have a lot of shirts, not a specific quantity. Yes? Now, if it is negative, you only say any. I don't have any shirts. Yes, I don't have any jeans. I don't have any shoes. I don't have any, uh, I don't know, socks. Or you can say there are. There aren't, in negative, there aren't any shoes in my closet. There aren't any shorts in my closet. So any would be for negative. Now, what happened, because this is for plural, what happened with singular? With singular, you only use a or a. So you say there is a book, or there is one book. That is possible too. If it is negative, there isn't a book. Yes, and like that. And I'm going to play a video. On this video, you will see how people are describing there is and there are. They are describing places. For example, I can ask, let's see, Mario, is there a pupuseria in your neighborhood?
Yes.
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 Many.
Okay, but give me more information. Yes is like basic. Basic one is yes. Now you are in the
There
group five. I told you last week. So,
Yes, there are a lot of
oh, like
pupuserias.
that. Yes, there are a lot. Yes, there are many. Yes, there are some. Or yes, there are a few. Or yes, there are few. Or there aren't any. So I don't know how many you have, and maybe if you can count them, you would say yes, there are three or there are four. You can say it. Yes. So if I ask you, I will do only one movement. If I say that in my neighborhood there is a drugstore, there is a drugstore in my neighborhood, there is a drugstore. This is positive. Negative, there isn't a drugstore. There isn't a drugstore. If I want to change this to a question, I only switch positions. There is becomes is there. And I would ask, is there a drugstore in your neighborhood? Is there a drugstore in your neighborhood? Is there a drugstore? There is a drugstore. Positive question, is there a drugstore? Yes. Now, in plural, you do the same thing. If you say, oh, there are two drugstores in my neighborhood, so you make them plural. There are two drugstores in my neighborhood. Negative, there aren't any. There aren't any drugstores in my neighborhood. If it is a question, switch positions. Are there? And here something interesting comes. If it is a question, you always, for plural, ask using any. Are there any drugstores in your neighborhood? Are there any drugstores? And you will say, why any if any is for negative? Well, any is for negative, but also any is for questions in plural. Any is for questions in plural and for negative. And how do you translate it? I prefer not to translate it because if you translate it, you get confused. The meaning in the question is one and the meaning in the answer is different. And I will give you just an example in Spanish. Si ustedes lo traducen, en una pregunta les va a dar un significado y en la respuesta les va a dar otro significado. For example, are there any drugstores? ¿Hay algunas farmacias? And then you say, no, there aren't any drugstores. So in that case, no, no hay ninguna farmacia. So if it is negative, any is like ninguna. And if it is any in question, it is like alguna or alguno. But in positive, you use some, and some is alguno. So it is like if you are mixing the words in Spanish, alguno in question, but it's different from the positive, and then you use it in negative too. So it is too confusing. So what I suggest is that when you hear the word any or you hear the word some, you translate it like X quantity. X quantity. They want to know X quantity, una cantidad X. Like if someone asks you, are there any drugstores? ¿Hay cantidad X de farmacias? And then you said, yes, there are some drugstores. Sí, hay una cantidad X. Or no, there aren't any. No, no hay cantidad X. Like that. Yes? So this is the way that you ask. Now we are going to watch a video, and on this video you will see how people are using there is and there are. I need that you pay attention because you will answer some questions in the middle of the video. So you have to take notes, if you can, about the places that they are talking about, because they will ask, well, you have to
Hi,
ask
this is
later
Mark,
about
and this is English Conversation Practice. English speaking practice.
There is and there are. There is a glass on the table. Where? On the table.
we check over here, there is a glass on the table. They are telling you singular thing, a glass. So a singular glass. There is singular too. Yes? And they are describing the location. Where? On the table. On, remember, that means sobre.
There is a new supermarket in town. Where is it?
Good. So there is, again, singular, a singular new supermarket, singular in town. Town in the city. Where is it? And now the location.
On First Street.
On First Street. So here you're mentioning the street. When you mention the street, you always say on. Yes, on and street.
There isn't a cloud in the sky. It's a perfect day. It sure is.
So here you have there isn't, negative, a singular, because you're saying there isn't in singular, there isn't a cloud in singular too. So there isn't a cloud in the sky. No hay una nube en el cielo. It's a perfect day. And then the next person says, it sure is. It sure is. Seguro lo es.
Is there a shuttle bus coming? I think so. That's good.
Okay, now over here. Is there a shuttle bus coming? I think so. That's good. Is there singular a singular shuttle bus singular? And this is how you say it. Is there a singular So shuttle bus in singular. Now, do you know the meaning of shuttle bus? Do you know what a
No,
shuttle bus is?
no, teacher. What's the meaning?
For example, if you have a reservation in a hotel, the hotel, and you're coming from another country, the hotel sends you the bus to the airport. So they give you the service of transportation from the hotel to the airport and from the airport to the hotel when you are coming. When you are coming from the airport to the hotel. If you are going from the hotel to the airport. So that is shuttle service that they call in hotels, shuttle service. So in this case, it is a shuttle bus. Yes. So that is singular too. Is there a shuttle bus? Oh, the expression I think so. I think so. Eso creo. I think so.
There are presents here. Who are they for? I don't know.
Okay, so over here we have something different. As you can see, it is plural. There are presents here. Plural. There are plural presents plural. So there are presents here. Who are they for? I don't know. So there are plural presents plural.
There are shorts and socks in the suitcase. Okay, I see them. Good.
All right, so over here there are shorts and socks in the suitcase. The suitcase is what you see that is in brown over there when you travel. So there are shorts, plural, and socks, plural, because you're saying there are.
There are kids in the park. What are they doing? They are playing.
So over here, the same thing. There are plural, so kids in plural. There are kids in the park. What are they doing? They are playing.
Are there more dishes? No, that's it. Oh, good.
Are there? Because this is a question. If it is an affirmation, there are. Question, are there? Are there more dishes? Dishes, trastes, platos? No, that's it. That's it. Eso es todo. Oh, good.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Now you have to create the questions. You will see the pictures and you have to create the questions or the affirmation. So affirmation or question. Volunteer?
Me, teacher.
Okay.
There is a glass on the table.
Perfect. There is a glass on the table. If it is a question, how do you say?
Is there
There,
a glass on the table?
Perfect. Is there a glass? If it is negative,
There isn't a glass on the table.
perfect. There isn't a glass on the table.
There is a glass on the table. Where?
Number two. Another volunteer?
The teacher.
Okay, Omar?
There is a supermarket.
Perfect. There is a supermarket. That is positive. Negative?
There isn't a supermarket.
Good. There isn't. In question?
Is there a supermarket?
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
There's a new supermarket in town. Where is it?
Next one. Volunteer.
Me, teacher.
Okay, Nancy.
There isn't a cloud in the sky.
Good. There isn't
A cloud in the
cloud in
sky.
the sky. Good. So that one is negative. Now let's imagine that we have a cloud. So how do you say it?
There is a cloud in the sky.
Perfect. And if it is a question?
Is there a cloud in the sky?
Great. Thank you.
There's not a cloud in the sky. It's a perfect day.
Another volunteer? Another volunteer?
Me, teacher.
Roberto. Okay, Roberto. This one? The shuttle
There
bus?
is a shuttle. There is a shuttle bus.
There is a
There
shuttle
is a
bus.
shuttle bus.
Good. In negative?
There isn't a shuttle bus.
Good. In a question?
Is there a shuttle bus?
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Is there a shuttle bus coming? I think so.
Next one? Next one, next one.
Me, teacher.
About the presents, Juan Ramirez, presents. Yes, Juan?
There are presents.
Good. There are presents. Negative?
There aren't presents.
Yes, could be. In a question?
Are there a present?
Are there presents? Or could be also using any. Are there any presents? Good. Thank you, Juan. Next one?
There are presents here. Who are they for?
Next one, next one. So I would choose a person. Francisco, Spire.
There are pants and socks in the suitcase.
Yeah, could be, but they are shorts. Good.
Shorts.
And in negative,
There are shorts and socks in the suitcase.
could be, or using any. There aren't any shorts. Good. In question,
Are there any clothes in the suitcase?
yeah, could be. Good. Thank you.
There are shorts and socks in the suitcase. Okay, I see them.
Next one. Next one, next one. Adolfo.
There are kids in the park.
Good. There are
No,
kids in the park. In negative,
there aren't. There aren't kids in the park.
there aren't kids or there aren't any kids in the park. And in a question,
Are there kids in the park?
are there kids in the park or are there any kids in the park? Good. The last one would be for the set.
There are kids in the park. What are they doing?
The set. How do you say it? The set? I said Vanessa. It's not there. David, talking about the dishes. Dishes, platos. David?
There are there are dishes in the there are more dishes
Probably. Could be there are more dishes. Good. In negative,
aren't they aren't more dishes.
there aren't more dishes. Good. Can
There
be.
there aren't more dishes.
It can be. And in a question,
Are there more dishes?
perfect. That's possible too.
Are there more dishes? No, that's it. Okay, great job. And please don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.
Okay, so as you can see, it is pretty easy, pretty easy. The only thing that you have to remember is there is for singular and there are is for plural. Yes? When you say there are, you can use expressions to indicate a quantity, but not very specific quantity, saying like some, many, a lot of, a few, and like that. Yes? Or if you have a specific quantity, you can say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes? Now you're gonna work in groups. Let's see, you are 11. So in groups of 3. And I guess Constantino is joining in some minutes. So when Constantino joins a group, I will send him to work with the group that is made of 2. So I will share the screen again and you will see what you got in week number 2 so that you can see it over there. You will go to week number 2, and in week number 2 you have something that is called guía de trabajo. So you will click there and you will find a file. Inside the file you will find a link. In that link you will find some exercises that you will complete, and I will show you what it is. Just give me a second. So I hope someone has a computer to project it because you will work as a group, but at least one person needs a computer to project to the rest of people. So what you're going to do now is the file. Inside the file, you will find a link. You access to the link and you will go to this website over here. In this website, you will complete the exercises. It says quantifiers. A, an, some, any. Remember, a is for singular when you say there is. An is for singular too. What's the difference if both are for singular? The difference is that when you say a, the word that is next to it starts with a consonant. For example, a book, a door, a computer. So it starts with a consonant. And you say "and" when the word starts with a vowel. For example, apple. So you say an apple. Or eraser, an eraser. Yes? So you always use "and" when you have a word and the word starts with a vowel. But you need to be careful with the letter U because the letter U has two sounds. One sound is U and the other one is A. For example, if I say umbrella, 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 you will see that the word starts with the letter U. And yes, it starts with the letter U, but the pronunciation of the letter U in this case is umbrella. So you will pronounce it like an umbrella, an umbrella. But if the letter U is pronounced like the vowel U, if you pronounce the letter U, you won't say an, you will say a. For example, a university, a university. You don't have to say an university. No, why not? For the sound. It has a vowel, but the pronunciation is U. So if the pronunciation is U, no matter if it is a vowel, but you will write only a. Yes? So a next to a consonant and next to a vowel, but remember, if the letter U is pronounced like U, you use only a. Then some is for plural and any is for plural too. What's the difference? Some is for positive or affirmative sentences. Any is for questions and for negative too. Yes? So you will work in groups and you will complete these exercises that you have over here. For example, it says there is banana. You have to use there is, there are, a, an, some, or any. So in this case, I have there is. So the only options are quantities. A banana, an banana, some banana, or any banana. Which is the correct one? Which is the correct one?
Ah,
A
Exactly.
banana.
a banana.
So I click and I type a banana. Yes? Now, next one, number 2. It says there is and you have egg. How do you complete it?
And egg.
Repeat it.
And egg.
An egg. So there is an egg. There is an egg. Let's see number 19. It says is there and you have pasta. How do you complete it?
Any. Is there any?
Any. So like that. So you will finish it with your classmates. One of your classmates is going to show the screen, and as a group, you need to agree on the answers for each one. When you finish, you click over here and then check my answers, and it will give you the score. You take the score,
Teacher,
yes, David?
when you use some on any, can you repeat?
Yes, some is for positive when it is plural. Any is for questions and for negative
Okay.
when you talk about objects, because if you talk about food, you can use some or any for things that you can count and for things that you cannot count. But when you talk about objects, some and any is only for plural, not for singular. Like car, cars, yes, some cars. I don't have any cars. Do you have any cars? And like that. So any is for questions in negative in plural. Some is for positive in plural. A or an is for singular. You can use it for positive, for questions, and for negative. Yes, David? Okay, when you finish, you take a picture or the screenshot of this, and you go to Schoology and you upload it in the same folder. In the same folder, you upload it and you type the name of your classmates, all your classmates over there. If it is Edwin, Nancy, and David, you upload it. Yes? So how long?
Only one of the groups.
Only one person is going to complete it. Well, you will work as a group, but one person will be projecting on the screen and completing it. And one person will take the picture and one person is going to upload it too. Yes?
Okay.
Now you will have exactly 20 minutes to finish it. 20 minutes. So after those 20 minutes, time's up and you check exactly the score because you have 21 exercises. So it's one per minute, and I think that it's enough. Now, who has a computer? Raise your hand. If you have a computer, Nancy, Roberto, Juan, Lisette. Nancy, Roberto, Juan, Lisette, and Marlon. Okay, let me make the groups. So in the first group, Adolfo with Lisette, Juan Ramirez, do you have a computer? So Adolfo, Lisette, and Juan Ramirez. So Juan Ramirez, you're going to project the screen. In the number 2, Francisco Spire with Nancy and David. In the number 3, Edwin Mendez, Francisco Gaitan, and Roberto. And in the last one, Marlon and Omar. Marlon and Omar, if Constantino joins us, because he asked me for permission to enter late, if Constantino joins us, I'm going to send it to work with you. Yes? So enter, and the person who's using the computer, download the file and project it. El que tiene la computadora es el que va a descargar el archivo, va a acceder al link y lo va a proyectar a sus compañeros. Yes? So enter right now. You have 20 minutes to do it. Enter, guys. Enter, David.
Plural y any es plural.
No, any lo puedes ocupar para preguntas o negativas, pero siempre es plural. Y son es afirmativas y siempre es plural. Number 4.
There is
There is a
a
milk.
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 Um,
There.
there are
Ajá.
There are some water. There are
there are
Number 7. There are some.
there are some tomatoes.
Number 8. There isn't.
a carrot.
Okay. Number 9.
Um,
An onion.
Number 10.
there isn't
There is
some water. There isn't a water.
Ah,
Some teacher.
teacher, can you help me?
What happened?
Number 10, teacher.
Number 10. It says there isn't water.
There isn't some.
No.
Some is plural,
Yes,
but in the water is countable.
But remember that some is for positive, not for negative.
Any water.
Yes, because I was saying some minutes ago, when you talk about food, I told you when you talk about food or things that you drink, there are some things that you cannot count. For example, water is uncountable. So in that case, when the things are uncountable, you can use some and any too, not only for plural, but also for the things that you can't count. Water is something that you can count, so use some or any. In this case, it is negative, use any.
Okay.
There a bottle of water.
16.
Are there?
Check the number 10, guys. Check the number 10. Can you count water?
Number what?
Number 10. Can you count water?
Uncountable.
Some?
Is it positive, negative, or question?
Negative.
Is negative.
So?
Is any.
Exactly. Now, just remember, you will use some and any for questions, any for negative, and some for positive. You will use them for plural or for the things that you can't count. For plural and for the things that you can't count. And you will use a for singular that you can count. Yes, so that makes a difference. Check the other ones because you have ham. Can you count ham? Then you have Coke, probably could be if you're talking about a can. I can understand that it's a can and like that. So probably you need to check over there. Butter, milk. You cannot count milk. So check them.
Some milk.
There is some milk. Number 5, there are some, there is
because the biscuit
Are in plural.
is yeah, is in plural and is countable.
Okay.
7, I think that there are some tomato, some tomato.
Some tomatoes.
Okay. There is
I have a question on the theory. And the number 3, the cheese is singular, but it's not countable.
Yes.
Maybe can be is.
Perfect. Remember that you will use some and any for questions, any for negative, and some for positive. But remember that you can use it for plural or for the things that you can't count.
for me.
Yeah.
For me, the answer is
Like
there are
milk.
some cheese.
Yeah. And the 3 is there is some cheese.
Exactly.
Because the cheese is not countable.
It's not countable, so you say there is.
How do you say, teacher? Countable? Countable?
Countable or countable?
Countable. Okay.
Countable.
Yeah, change the number 3. There is.
Okay. And the number 5, I believe there is like the number 4.
Yeah, the number 4 is correct for me, and the number 5 too.
Yes, because
Only the number 3 is there is. No, there are.
You can't count butter. You can't count butter. You can't count milk. So
No.
No.
Roberto, the number 5 is there is correct. There
They
is.
are correct, Roberto. There is for the things that you can count. Para
There
las
is.
cosas que no se pueden contar siempre se dice there is.
The number 3,
Is
can
correct.
you change R for is? Yeah, yes. Here.
Exactly. Because
Okay.
you can count it.
Continue. Number 8. There
There
isn't
is a carrot.
there isn't a carrot.
There isn't
A carrot. Only a. Yes.
Yes.
There
There
isn't
an onion.
an onion.
I believe
There yes, there isn't any water aquí entonces. Una 10. There isn't any.
Check the number 5.
Teacher.
Check the number 5 and the number 3. Remember, guys, you will use some and any. Some is for positive, any is for questions and for negative. Yes? You can use
Some is for
some is for positive, any is for questions and negative. You can use some and any for plural things, or I was saying when you talk about food, for things that you can't count. Yes, I told you, for things that you can't count, you will use also some and any. Yes? And obviously, you cannot count it, you cannot make it plural. For example, number 3, some cheese. Can you count cheese? Can you say one cheese,
Yes.
pieces? Really? Can you say,
1 pound.
oh, but what you're
$1.
pound, what you're counting is the pound, not the cheese. I will tell you this in Spanish.
Okay.
Lo que pasa es que hay
Eh,
cosas que no se pueden contar. Lo que usted está contando son las libras. ¿Qué es lo que está haciendo plural? Lo que está contando son libras. Me dijo 2 libras, 3 libras. ¿Qué está contando? Libras, no quesos.
ok. Pero, bueno, una pregunta. Entonces, some se ocupa en positivo con comida no contable.
Con comida no contable y con plural. Con el singular se ocupa, si es contable y es singular, se ocupa a. Pero si
Ok.
no es
Bueno, tengo
contable, si no es contable, se ocupa some. Pero como no es contable, no lo pueden hacer plural. En este caso no me pueden decir, there are some cheese. Si no me estuvieran diciendo, hay, hay unos queso. Y no podría ser, ¿verdad? Entonces, there
Sí, sí,
is
sí.
some cheese. There is some cheese.
Lo mismo pasaría con some bar, pero no con some biscuits. Porque los biscuits sí se pueden contar.
Yes, but it's not a question. That is
Ah,
not.
no, o sea, sí, sí.
Look at the number 5, number 6. They are no questions, so you cannot put are at the beginning. Check water. Water is something that you can count, and it is negative. Some is for positive, not for negative.
Ah, sí, la otra pregunta es, ¿lo puedes dar un poquito para abajo,
Sí.
por favor? En esa que dice, there are any potatoes.
Yeah, but any is negative, and you're saying are. Are is positive.
No, pero hay una...
No está encajando lo que dicen porque any es para negativos y are es positivo. Tienen que poner aren't. Coke, ahí en ese caso,
Ah, ya.
Coke es gaseosa, ¿verdad? No se puede contar. Pero yo le entendería si me dice a Coke, yo le entendería, pero sería un poquito...
Lata, una lata.
Podría ser una lata, pero ¿cómo voy a saber yo que es una lata? Podría ser una botella.
A bottle of Coke.
Entonces podría ser una botella. Si usted me dice a Coke, me lo dejó así como bien, bien general. No podría identificar si me está diciendo una lata o una botella. Entonces,
Se
simplemente
refiere al líquido.
se refiere al líquido, exacto. Me está diciendo que hay gaseosa, no que hay una gaseosa, sino que hay gaseosa. O que no hay gaseosa. Yes.
Ya, ok.
Okay, so
Una última pregunta. La parte de any, esa tengo entendido que solo es para preguntas y negativa, en plural.
en plural o no contables, es lo mismo.
Plural o no contable, ajá.
Cosas que sean plurales o las cosas que no se puedan contar, que no se puedan hacer plural, siempre van a ocupar some y any. El a es el único que se ocupa para el singular que ustedes pueden contar, pero singular. Por ejemplo, si dicen manzana, una manzana se puede contar. Pero si ustedes me dicen aceite, no se puede contar el aceite. Pueden contar las botellas de aceite o cucharadas de aceite. Yes? Okay, you still have 5 minutes. Lo pueden refrescar allí y complétenlo otra vez.
There is bananas, there is an egg.
Hi, Joshua. You're gonna work with. You're gonna work
Hi,
with.
teacher.
You're gonna work with Omar and Marlon. They are completing some exercises using some,
Okay.
any, and there is and there are. So go and work with them. Enter.
Okay. Okay.
Do you finish, guys?
Yes,
What was your score?
Yes, teacher.
9.
9.
9.
9.
Okay, good. Do you check the mistakes? What were the mistakes? Remember that sometimes you have things that you cannot count, so you will use some and any.
Yes.
For example, water, soda, oil, sugar, and things like that. You have to use some and any. If you can count them, so then you say two, three, four, five quantities in plural too, and you can say some and any too. We will finish in 1 minute.
Okay.
Only negative in this case. There is
1 minute, guys. 1 minute.
some animal.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
In number 11 and number 14
14.
are negative sentence.
11.
Yes?
Yes. Negative.
Nah.
You don't have a question mark, so it's negative. Because
Okay.
you have any. Any is for questions and for negative. Some is for positive. You have one
Okay,
minute.
teacher.
1 minute. Hurry up.
Hurry up, hurry up. Quickly, quickly.
Okay.
Wait, teacher, wait a minute. 3 minutes.
There, what, 11? Mm,
16, is there an apple? 17, is there any meat? 18, is there any jam? 19, is there any pasta? 20, are there any sweets? 21, are there any sauces?
Remember to start questions with capital letter mayúsculas.
Oh,
Okay. For question, for
Questions
everyone.
and questions.
For affirmative or for example in number 5.
Number 5 too. When you start a sentence or you
yes,
start
because it's the beginning of the sentence.
exactly at the beginning, you always use capital letter. I don't know if it is capital letter in number 18.
Number 18 is. Teacher, if you don't have
Number
put the
number 15, number 16, capital letter, number 8.
Capital letter. Change all of them, please.
if we don't put the capital letter, the test is incorrect. So they
Sometimes they don't accept it.
oh,
Sometimes they
okay.
don't accept it. So I prefer to tell you right now that you always use capital letters so that you don't make a mistake.
Okay.
Roberto change 16, 18, 20. Oh no, 20 F R get capital later.
The number 3.
No, no,
There
no.
is
Mhm.
for the T, capital letter.
Change
Number
the
3.
T.
I believe the number
16.
17 could be only, no any.
No. Is good
Because
right
There, a mid.
yeah,
It's
no,
okay.
because
It's okay.
mid you can is not countable. And is a question.
Okay.
It's okay.
Check the
Or,
answer.
Is any.
Oh.
17 is any.
okay.
Check
Yes,
the answer.
you cannot count it.
Okay, Roberto. Finish, please.
We have 10. I think. No?
Told you. Some only.
It's an onion.
An
An.
onion.
Oh.
Okay, take the screenshot for the score and upload it. Upload it to Schoology, and there you type
Only
Roberto.
Roberto have to uploading for the.
Yes, and Roberto will type Roberto, Edwin, and Francisco.
Okay, él va a poner los nombres de los 3. Perfecto.
Mhm.
Nosotros,
Upload it in the same folder, en el mismo folder donde descargó el archivo, ahí mismo
nosotros
lo
no
va a
vamos a
subir.
subir eso entonces.
No, because it's a
No.
grupo.
Okay.
Right.
Exactly. You got 10 because it only gives you like numbers, round numbers. Solamente le dan números enteros, entonces por eso los puso 10. Because otherwise you got probably 9.8.
Yeah, I think the same. 9.8.
Okay,
That is
good.
good.
So upload it, Roberto.
Teacher, yo que el otro día creo que hice un programa para tomar la screen.
No, desde la computadora solo le presiona la tecla que tiene la P, la R, la T, la C y la C, que es print screen, y ese le
Let
toma
me
la captura.
see. Print.
Está abajo
O podemos hacer una foto con el teléfono
también una foto con el teléfono, puede ser.
y subir la foto. Va a tomar captura por si se borra.
Okay,
Si es
send it,
laptop,
guys.
tiene que ser con function and print screen.
No, solamente con print screen funciona.
Pero no igual lo puedo guardar puedo tomar con otro programa.
Okay.
Ya.
Okay, guys, so I can see that some of you have already uploaded the document. Let's see who. Marlon, Nancy, Juan. There are 2 groups missing, but I was working with one of them that just finished, so you will do it in some minutes. Good. So as you could check over there are some things that you can't count, that you have to use some and any to. Some is for positive, any is for questions, and for negative. For example, water. You cannot say water. Some water if it is positive. Any water if it is a question. Any water if it is negative. If you have objects in plural, the same thing. Computers. Computers So some computers,
Portillo.
any
Portillo.
questions, and any computers in negative. Yes, so that's a way that you do it. And if it is singular, there is a, and then you mention the object, a banana. If the word starts with a vowel, an onion, and like that. Yes. So now what I need you to do is to describe your neighborhood. You will tell your classmate what your neighborhood looks like. You will say if it is a big neighborhood, if it is small neighborhood, if it is an average neighborhood, and the things that are there in your neighborhood. For example, you can say, my neighborhood is big. There is a grocery store. There is a soccer field. There is a basketball court. There are two parks, if you have two parks. There is a pool. There are two gates. Gates like entries, big entries. So there are two gates. There is a parking lot. And there are 100 houses. There are some pets in the houses. There are two security guards. There is a drugstore. There is a internet cafe. There is I don't know. There is a mini restaurant. There are two pupuserias. So you start describing your neighborhood, whatever your neighborhood is like. So you always describe it using there is and there are. There is for singular and there are is for plural. If it is plural, remember to pronounce the S because that's a way people will understand you are talking in plural. So work with the same people you were working with and now describe your neighborhood. So enter and tell your classmates what your neighborhood is like. Enter right now. Enter, David.
Yeah.
Describe your neighborhood.
There is a park. How do you say cancha?
Is it soccer or basketball?
Football.
For soccer. So you say a field or a court.
Field.
A
There
soccer.
is a field.
Field. Field. Easy at the basketball teacher. What do you say, Pancho?
You normally say court.
Court.
Basketball court.
Or there is a field. There is a field.
For example, he said, are there any restaurant in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood?
Yes, there is
A restaurant.
there is a restaurant. Parceros.
Eso.
What's the name of the restaurant?
Parceros restaurant.
Ah, okay. Colombian restaurant or Salvadorian restaurant.
Colombia.
Is it Colombian or Salvadorian?
It is in El Salvador,
Yes,
but
yes, I know that it's in El Salvador, but my question is if the restaurant is Salvadorian, I mean they sell Salvadorian food or
Colombia food.
Colombian food? Colombian food.
Yes.
Okay, good. Where is it? Where is it located?
In San Jacinto.
San Jacinto. That is near the zoo, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Continue. More things.
Okay.
Only that.
That's not possible. I don't know if San Jacinto has more things.
No hay mucho.
Mm,
There is a ex-house presidential,
ex-presidential house.
ex-presidential house, um, ex-cuartel Zapote, um, there is house, cultura.
My neighborhood. And there are some pupuserias in my neighborhood too.
Okay.
Just like you.
In my neighborhood, there are some, no, in my neighborhood, there is, wait. Pharmacy. In my neighborhood, there is any, there is some pharmacy. No, it's,
David, you're saying some pharmacies, plural, and you're saying there is?
Teacher,
there are some
pharmacies and
pharmacies.
drugstore are the same.
Yes, you can. The thing is that pharmacies is more like more British, let's say, and drugstore is more like American. And also another difference is that pharmacy is only medicine, and drugstore you have more things. Like here in El Salvador, like you go to San Nicolas and you buy medicine, and then if you want to buy some ice cream, they have ice cream over there. If you
For
want to
free.
buy the
Yeah.
newspaper, you buy the newspaper. And in a pharmacy, they
Water,
have medicine.
soda.
They have water, soda, and other things. Imagine a drugstore selling soda. So it's not
Yeah.
only medicine. That might be the difference. In American English, if someone says pharmacy, it's more like only medicine. But drugstore is like the ones that we have here in El Salvador.
Drugstore.
So how do you say it, David?
Drugstore?
Yeah, but you said there is, and you were saying drugstores in plural.
Okay. There is some
No,
drugstore.
no, David. You say
There
there
are.
are for plural. There is for singular.
Yeah.
There is for singular, and there is for the things that you can't count. There are is for
Okay.
plural.
Okay.
So
So there are some library.
Library.
There are plural, some plural, library, singular.
There is
Right.
any library.
There is singular, any plural, library, singular.
There, okay, there is son. There is son library.
There is singular, some plural, library, singular.
Okay, there is a library.
There is a library. Do you know the meaning of
Okay,
library, David?
librerías.
No. Library is biblioteca.
Uh,
If you want to say
Library,
librería o tiendas de libros is bookstore.
bookstore.
So,
Okay.
Okay, my turn. There is an
Shop,
ATM in my
bookshop.
neighborhood, and there is a bank in my neighborhood too.
there is a
How do you
bank in
say?
the neighborhood.
Yes. How do you say plaza? O sea, hay como una plaza en la
Plaza.
colonia.
That's a name, plaza.
There are-
Where do you live?
San Marcos.
San Marcos.
It's a future city.
Okay. And in San Marcos, in a neighborhood, you have a bank.
How do you say es como parte de la colonia?
Part of the neighborhood.
Ujú. O sea,
Okay.
está como la plaza.
So you live near downtown.
Ujú.
Well, you live downtown, in other words. Okay. Good. What else?
No.
Do you both
And
live in the same place or what? Where do you live, David?
I live in Santa Tecla,
Uh,
but no, I live in downtown.
I don't live
I
down.
don't live in downtown.
Okay. Francisco, where do you live?
Live in Monterrey, near to Boulevard Constitución.
Near Boulevard Constitución. Okay. And Leslie in San Marcos, she says. So you live in different places. Okay. Good. Continue, guys.
Okay.
I believe like
Passage.
passage.
Oh, teacher.
No.
Yeah.
On time, teacher. How do you say pasajes?
Blocks or passages, but commonly we say blocks.
Passages. Blocks is like polígonos, is like block. And passages,
Or quadras.
square.
Quadras or polígonos, blocks. Or passages, pasajes.
Okay. In my neighborhood, there
Creí
are.
que
Okay.
pasajes era más como cobrar pasaje en el autobús.
No, that is not passage. Passage es un pasaje, pero puede ser como how do you say?
Walk, el camino,
Como un corredor, algo así, es un passage.
corredor.
Pero, o puede ser también un pasaje que algo que se le pasó así enfrente,
Okay.
puede ser un pasaje. Pero lo que usted dice, Francisco, del autobús, no es passage, ese es como un fee,
Okay.
es un fee.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.
Okay. In my neighborhood, there are 28 passages. A lot of house.
Okay. That is big.
Yeah, but I don't know all the passages of my neighborhood. I only stay on my house. It's dangerous here.
It's very dangerous.
Having your
Yeah,
passage.
very, very.
Passages.
My passenger is the number 22.
How many houses are there in your passage?
Ujú,
Pienso yo.
ujú.
Do you finish, guys?
Yes.
Yes, I finish.
Okay, so we will stop and you will give me information about your classmates.
Okay.
Okay, once again, I entered to some groups. In some groups, they were quiet. In other groups, they were asking more questions. For example, I entered to Francisco Gaitán, Roberto Zúñiga, and Edwin. They were having it was a conversation, a normal conversation. They were saying, "Oh, I live in a passage," and then someone asked, "And how many houses are there in your passage?" And then he said, "Oh, there are," and he mentioned the amount of houses. "Oh, it's a big neighborhood." They were saying, so not only that, there are two houses, two pupuserias, there is a drugstore, there is a park. That's it. All right. That is too basic, and you need to give more information. You are in basic five, not in basic one. In basic one, yes, there is a pupuseria, there are two drugstores, there is a park, there is a court, and there is a bank. That is basic one. Now you are in basic five. I'm repeating. You are in basic five. You need to speak more. I will give you just examples, and I will tell you this in Spanish to make it clear. Se los voy a dar con ejemplos sencillos para que me logren entender en dónde están ustedes ahorita. Hay nivel básico, hay nivel elemental, que está ya casi llegando a intermedio, hay nivel intermedio y hay nivel avanzado. También hay entre intermedio y avanzado, pero ustedes ahorita están entre básico e intermedio, ya van llegando más a intermedio que básico. Entonces tendrían que estar hablando a un nivel ya más arriba de lo básico. Entonces les voy a poner un ejemplo. Alguien que habla básico. There is a drugstore, there is a pupusería, there is a restaurant, there is a park. Esa persona es basic. Y en el básico uno lo miran. Le digo porque yo tengo básico uno en la mañana, a las 6 de la mañana, y así me lo describen, porque ellos están aprendiendo a formular sus oraciones. Entonces me dicen, there is, there is, there is. Ellos hacen un listado, porque ellos todavía no conectan muchas ideas, porque no tienen mucho vocabulario, no tienen muchos verbos, no tienen muchas cosas que decir. Entonces ellos ahorita están empezando a producir sus ideas. Entonces me dicen eso. Ya en este nivel, ¿qué me tendrían que decir? Oh, my neighborhood is big. I live in a neighborhood that is located in San Salvador, near, and then you mention near Galerías or near downtown, I don't know where. And then you say, in my neighborhood, there is a park. That park is big. There are many trees in that park. There are some benches. Um, there is a court, a soccer court, and or a soccer field, and a basketball court. There are also some places where people can play. They can play board games, and they can also ride a bike. Yes. So there is another place. There are two pupuserias that they sell delicious pupusas, but in one place there is an angry, I don't know, owner, and in the other pupuseria there is a kind owner. So I prefer to go to the kind owner's pupuseria, and like that. Yes. So that will be arriving to intermediate. Ya cuando ustedes me digan eso, ya significa que ustedes ya están llegando a intermedio o que ya están tocando intermedio. Eso significa que ustedes ya puedan tener ese nivel de estar describiendo más cosas y no solamente enlistar. Enlistar es como que usted me diga, hay un parque, hay una pupusería, hay una farmacia. Eso es hacer una lista. Describir va más allá. Describir es que usted diga, hay una farmacia, esa farmacia está ubicada en el portón principal de la colonia. Es un poco pequeña, ¿sí? ¿Qué sería un nivel avanzado? Un nivel avanzado es que usted ya me diga que es una farmacia bastante cara, que no muchas personas llegan porque lo consideran que está muy cara, pero que se mantiene en la zona porque hay personas que viajan y van rumbo al aeropuerto, entonces se detienen a comprar medicamentos para llevar a los Estados Unidos, entonces ellos compran en cantidades grandes, compran al mayoreo. Entonces eso ya es tener un nivel avanzado que lo lleva más allá de solo ver y describir, sino que analiza más, lo pone en contexto. Entonces quiero que vayan paso a paso, pero ya necesito que dejen de hacer listas. Ahora necesito que ya comiencen a entablar. Por el ejemplo que les puse de ellos, estuvo perfecto. No es solamente de que alguien, a lo mejor a alguien se le olvidó. Pero vos vivís en San Jacinto y en San Jacinto hay un zoológico y no lo describiste. Sí, tenés razón, hay un zoológico, se llama Zoológico Nacional. También no hay allí una casa presidencial o ex casa presidencial. Sí, es cierto, hay una ex presidential house, but it's old. Yes, nobody lives there. Entonces, ya tratar de entablar un poco más esa conversación. Entonces, a ese punto quiero que lleguen. No les quiero decir que están completamente mal, sino que están haciendo las actividades como simplemente para salir del compromiso que era describir el vecindario, pero no lo describieron, enlistaron lo que había. Describir va más allá, dar más información. Vea su colonia, entonces usted dice, hay muchos árboles alrededor del vecindario o de la colonia, ¿sí? Hay algunos neighbors, vecinos, hay algunos vecinos que son amables, hay otros vecinos que son rude, entonces así va describiendo un poco más. Cuando ustedes vengan a sentir, ya no se les va a complicar nada porque ustedes automáticamente están conectando ideas. Pero si ustedes siguen enlistando, van a seguir enlistando por el resto. Entonces, a ese punto quiero llegar. Dejar de un lado la lista ya y empezar a hablar. Yes? So, tomorrow we are going to practice a little bit more because in this unit we will describe neighborhoods, describe companies. You will also describe location. You will give instructions to get to a place, directions. And we will speak a lot. So I need that you practice, practice, and practice. Yes? You can also practice in your house and try to describe it. Before you go to bed, try to describe your neighborhood, but try to give more information, not only the list, and you will see that you can do it. Yes? So I will share the screen just for the attendance. And we are going to say present when you hear your name. So first person, Felix is not here because he was working. Josue is there.
Present.
Eric Campos. Eric is not here. Marlon.
Present.
Adolfo is
Present.
there. Nancy.
Present.
Umar.
Present.
David.
Present, present.
Francisco Gaitán.
Present.
Constantino asked for permission because he was in a meeting. Stanley is in a meeting too. Edwin.
Present.
Manuel is not here. Juan Ramirez.
Present, teacher.
Lisette, Francisco, Spire, and Roberto.
Present, teacher.
All right, so that's all for now, guys. We're going to continue tomorrow. As a homework, describe your neighborhood before you go to bed, but try to do it with more descriptions. Yes? So I see you tomorrow and have a good day. Bye, guys.
Bye, bye.